What is going on, guys? Welcome to your 23rd MySQL tutorial, and in this lesson, well, actually, before we begin, I want to mention this. I updated the MySQL file, so if you guys want that new table, go ahead, download the file. You can get it now. There you go. And if you don't know, it's my website is tnbforum.com, and just go in the database section, and it's right there for you guys. But anyways, what I want to talk about in this tutorial is outer joins. But before we begin that, I want to mention something that I probably should have mentioned last time. Remember when we were talking about column names and how you can have a column and you can give it a nickname by writing like as C or something, and then you can refer to that column as C? Well, you can also give tables nicknames. So I just want to show you guys a quick example because I'm probably going to be giving tables nicknames in the upcoming tutorials, and I didn't want you guys to get confused. So let me go ahead and type the whole query because for these, it's easier if I type the entire query and then explain it. So I'm just going to go ahead and select I dot seller ID, and I'll give you guys a couple. I dot name and C dot ID. Might as well type it on different lines. From customers as C, so you guys can probably see what's going on already. Items as I. So basically what we did is, let me just go ahead and finish this before I start blabbing on. Seller underscore ID equals, and I'll just do C ID. Now let me run this and make sure this makes sense. There we go. No errors. Good. So basically, like I said, not only can we use the as keyword to give a column a nickname, but we can also give a table a nickname. So whenever we do that, just go ahead and write your table name as, and then give it a nickname, hopefully shorter because, if it's longer, it's not really a nickname. And do that with any table you want. And then on your entire query, instead of referring to this as items, seller ID, items name, customers ID, you just go ahead and you use that nickname. So not only whenever you're referring to the columns, but also in your where clause as well. So again, like I said, basically you can give tables nicknames as well as columns nicknames, and it just makes your coding a little bit faster, maybe a little bit easier to read. But anyways, I'm going to be giving nicknames in the upcoming tutorials, just didn't want you guys to get confused. But now we can get to the good stuff, the heart of this tutorial, which is outer joins. So what is an outer join? Well, let's go ahead and remind ourselves what an inner join was. An inner join was basically when we have two columns and we want to match them together. Okay, that's nice. But sometimes, and you guys probably noticed this already, you're going to have these instances where your rows don't line up exactly. Maybe you have some items that don't have a seller ID, or maybe you have some customers or users for your website who aren't listing items yet. Well, that's nice, but what if our boss comes in and he's like, Bucky, listen, I'm gonna need a list of all the customers and the items that they're selling. For example, if Bucky's selling a tuna fish sandwich and a Corvette and a life vest, I'm going to need a list of those. So again, the name of the user and the items they're selling. Okay, simple enough. We'll just do a simple join. Should be on your way. But then he's like, oh, by the way, I also need to know, I also need the name of the user even if they aren't selling any items. And we're like, okay, that might get confusing. So let's go ahead and try to tackle this problem. So we go ahead and select customers.name, which is basically like the username, and the items.name. So basically the username and the items that they're selling from customers and items. Where, remember, where is basically saying how are these tables related. So customers.id should equal seller underscore ID. So we go ahead and rerun this, go check it out. And we'll just go ahead and sort it, make it look a little bit prettier. We hand this to our boss and he's like, wow, this is looking pretty good. Wait a minute, I could have sworn that there are some more users on our website. What the heck happened to them? Some people's names are messing up. Well, the reason that some people's names aren't showing up is because they don't have any items listed right now. But what if we wanted to show them anyways? Okay, that could get kind of confusing. So let's go ahead and rework this query a little bit. So of course we want the customers in the item's name, and we also want to use the customers table, but instead of just going customers and items where, like we did before, what we want to do is write list left outer join. And I know the syntax looks weird, so I'm just going to go ahead and type this query and then tell you guys. So left outer join items. So take note that there's a table name here, and then you write basically join with this table on. And remember, the on keyword is basically saying how are these tables related. So customers.id, and this is basically the same condition as last time, equal seller underscore ID. So let's go ahead and run this and see what we get. Well, check it out. Not only did we get basically the same list as last time, but as you can see, it now lists the users that do not have any items listed as well. So when they don't have anything to associate it with, when your conditions aren't met and they don't have any related data, it still shows the table on the left. So basically, this query is different from a simple join because whenever you hit left outer join, it's basically saying that show all customers with items even if they aren't selling any items. Sounds weird. In the keyword left, what this means is, you know how that, look at this syntax right here. You see that right there? There's a table on the left in, I know it's kind of like below it right now, but if this was one long line, then this would be on the right. So customers is on the left and items is on the right of the syntax right here. Whenever you use the keyword left, you're saying left means to include all the rows from the table on the left, therefore the customers table, no matter what. So include all the customers no matter what, no matter if they have items or not. If we were to go ahead and hit right here, then what it would do is it would include all of the items, no matter if they had a seller going with them or not. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So as you can see, now all of the items are listed, but say this user went ahead and they deleted their username and they got banned or something, but the item was still on the website. Well, even though they wouldn't have a user associated with that item, since we use that right outer join, it takes all of the rows from the table on the right, which is in this case all of the items, and it forces those to be shown. So even though it doesn't have a customer associated with it, it forces those items to be shown. So that is the difference between left outer join and right outer join. Basically, do you want to force these rows to be shown or these rows to be shown? So again, that is what an outer join is. Basically forcing rows to be joined, or excuse me, forcing rows to be shown, different from a regular join where both of the, basically they have to have related data. So there you go. I'm going to be done talking. Hopefully you guys understand, and don't forget to download the files. Go to my website, tnbayforum.com, and they're right there. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.